How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Adam. Okay, so TechnoSoft isn't well known in the US, but some of the titles that they have released in the US have been true gems. Most strategy fans will know them from the Genesis game Herzog's Y, which was a great hybrid of shoot 'em up and real-time strat and RTS. Well, not really RTS, more turn-based strategy than RTS. But that's besides the point. It was a great strategy shoot 'em up hybrid. Something that a lot of it hasn't been seen since. They're also known for the Thunder Force series. And most people don't remember, but the second game in the Thunder Force series was pretty much a Genesis launch title. It was released in '89. It was released just after the launch of the Sega Genesis. And Thunder Force 3 followed about a year later. And Thunder Force 3 was a more traditional side-scrolling shmup. It was a fantastic game, whereas Part 2, Thunder Force 2 was a hybrid of top-down, free-roaming shoot-'em-up and a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, kind of along the lines of a hybrid of Time Pilot and Gradius. Thunder Force 3 and pretty much every game in that series up to present day are straight side-scrolling shooters. And that brings us to today's game, because today's game is the fourth installment in the Thunder Force series. For whatever reason, though, when it was released in the US, it was renamed, which didn't make sense to me since Thunder Force 2 and 3 were both released in the US. But that doesn't matter because it's still a Thunder Force game. Today's game is Lightning Force, Quest for the Darkstar for the Sega Genesis. There we go. Okay, so Lightning Force, it's a traditional side-scroller. There's some story about an alien empire trying to conquer a planet or conquer a star system, all that good stuff. Typical side-scrolling shoot-'em-up fare. What makes this game so awesome is that there is a superb selection of weapons. There's digitized voice. The graphics, actually, for this game being released in 1992, it has some of the better examples of scrolling in a Genesis title. It was extremely fast-paced. There were a lot of enemies on screen. The action actually gets pretty hectic early on in Lightning Force. And you can make your weapons changes to where you fight. When you're flying along and you're fighting enemies, you can set your weapons to fire behind you. That wasn't a common thing in shoot-'em-ups, though it wasn't a new thing. You could also manage multiple weapons at once. That was something that wasn't very common in shooters at that point. Lightning Force is a great addition to the Thunder Force, to the Thunder Force series, and as the fourth installment, it was a great lead-in to the next two games in the series, which were Thunder Force 5, which was released on the Sony PlayStation, and I want to say the Sega Saturn, as well as Thunder Force 6, which was released on the PlayStation 2. I don't remember if it was released stateside, though. You can find copies of Thunder Force 2, 3, and Lightning Force around the internet, varying prices, depending on whether or not you have the manual and cases and all of that. And honestly, some people want pretty hefty prices for some of these games. So be leery, because on a console that was full of really good shoot-'em-ups, like the Sega Genesis, Lightning Force may be one of the best ones on the console. I heartily recommend it. This has been the 8-Bit Animal. I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow.